Hello there, it's Ruth here, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator for my YouTube channel Artful Stamping. So today I'm going to be making a card using the Waterfront stamp set, and I've seen lots of examples of use of this stamp as with landscapes and very much using them as they appear on the box. I wanted to have a little play showing you how to use this stamp set in a slightly different way today. So we're going to be using smoky slate and the large kind of mountainous shape here, and use my card in a landscape formation rather than a portrait. So we're going to use three main colours. We've got Smoky Slate, Emerald Envy and Flirty Flamingo, and I always suggest that you put the lighter colours down first, because sometimes if you put darker colours, your lighter colour stamp will sometimes pick up the dark. So I tend to suggest that you start with your light colour. So we're going to look at the base of your mountain here. I'm going to place that in the middle of our horizon, and if it helps, when you use the grid paper, you can place your piece of card so that that thicker line goes through the middle, if that helps. So I'm just going to pop that there like that, and then re-ink and just overlap very slightly on the sides there. And turn the card around, and this time ink the mountain in between the valley of the two that you'd created previously. So on this side we're only going to put two mountains rather than the three. So it creates a little bit of a chevron effect. So then we're going to use the trees, and oh, I need to change my ink. Flirty Flamingo, ink that up well, and I'm going to try and line up the base of the tree with that central point, and then I'm going to stamp off slightly higher up. So base of the tree and then slightly higher up. Turn the card around and do the same, but maybe start off not perhaps directly opposite, but moved on a little bit, so that you don't get I don't really want it to look super symmetrical. It's not about that, it's just about creating a texture. I'll just stamp off and pop that one there. So what we're doing is, rather than looking at this as a landscape, we're just creating a texture to then place some other things onto. So the final thing we're going to do for the background is have some Emerald Envy, and I've put the sort of speckly stamp on my block at a little bit of an angle. So I want you to imagine there's almost like a line going through that angle there, sorry, that block there. And when I stamp, I'm going to stamp one in the middle like that, and then turn it so that I've got the angle of the spots going in the opposite direction, and kind of making a cross like that. And the reason why I suggest that is just so that you get a nice sort of variegated splatter of darker colour and lighter colour at the same time. So I'm going to stamp and stamp again. Of course, you don't have to do it exactly the way I'm doing it. I'm just showing you how I created my card and the simplest way I found to do it. Then I've got a piece of the gorgeous basic grey ribbon and the Bermuda Bay ribbon from the it's free during celebration. You get 3 reels, and it's a really lovely shimmery ribbon. You get another colour as well. I think you get Calypso Coral. And here I've already pre-cut a circle, and I think this was the 1 and it's a little bit bigger than the 1 1/4. It's probably 1.5 inch circle. And rather than faffing around with lots of glue, oh, I've just realised actually, I did this the other day. I forgot to stick this piece down. Okay, so this piece has to go down. So you do need to faff around with a little bit of glue. I lied, I'm sorry. But you don't have to put too much at all. You only need the tiniest little dot on the heads of the dragonflies, and these dragonflies are cut from the Dragonfly Dreams framelit set. and it's such a beautiful set, and I just need to use it more. So this is me using it a little bit more. Anyway, so then you put your ribbon across there, and it's just to create an extra bit of texture. You can use whatever ribbon you fancy, and I'm just going to put the circle right there like that. Okay, and then all we've got to do is stamp my sentiment, and then I'm going to grab some little diamantes to pop on the bodies of the little dragonflies. I'm going to stamp my sentiment and punch that out and stick that. I'm going to do that again. Have another go, Ruth. That's the great thing about card, you can turn it over. You've always got 2 chances. So I'm going to just pop that out. Stick that on. Make sure it's the right way round. And then get some diamantes. So here I have the fabulous basic crystals. I call them diamantes crystals. The name is interchangeable. And I've got the Bermuda Bay light stamping blends, just to colour in some of these to make them the right colour for my dragonflies. To grab one of those and pop them on the body there. And the great thing is you only need 3 of these because a couple are hidden underneath your sentiment. So it just adds a little bit of extra. And then pop that onto your... So I've used very vanilla here. And I've used the thinner cardstock to actually do my stamping on, and then the thicker cardstock as my card base. And I like putting tone on tone sometimes, because especially when you've got a design where it's kind of going lighter into the distance, you don't want to kind of disrupt that flow and have a darker colour there. So it's nicer to have just it going into a lighter colour. Right, well I hope that's inspired you to get playing with the Waterfront stamp set in a slightly different way. Now, any of my customers that purchase the Waterfront stamp set from me, you can have access to 4 exclusive videos that I filmed specifically for customers, and I used at a class recently. So if you do purchase it, then I should be able to see it on your order forms, but if you think I've forgotten to send you the links, then do let me know. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe if you like what you see, and head over to artfulstamping.co.uk to purchase the supplies for this. I've only got a few more days of celebration left to earn your free ribbon. Okay, take care guys, bye!